Hey, great that you're back. Today we have a look at the Insta360 One X GPS Smart Remote. I just got it a couple of days ago, and so far I'm pretty satisfied with it, except I cannot switch on my Insta360 One X with the remote. It worked once, but then never again. I tried already different things. I resetted the remote, I unpaired and paired the camera and stuff like that. I did this several times. It does not work. If you have any tips for me, let me know. Write them in the comments. I'd be very happy if I could also power my camera on and not just off with the remote. But okay, let's have a look. What's in the box? In the box is this nice little remote. It's very well built. It feels great. You only need these two buttons and you can do everything with your camera. It has this nice rubber sleeve, which is actually if you want to wear your remote on your wrist for the wristband, but it's also great protection for the remote. But if you have it in the rubber case, it will not fit in the mount anymore. This is a nice mount you can put on the regular Instapole. If you want to put it on the thinner carbon pole, it will fit, but it wobbles around there. It's not, it goes like this because the pole is thinner than the regular pole. And it has this little charging cable. Charging, the micro USB is down here, but I cannot open it right now with my nails. Yeah, I can. It has a micro USB charging port, and it has this little protection cap for the charging port, which I think is pretty neat. Also, there is an instruction what to do best to get the best GPS signal. And it is a small quick start guide in there in English and in Chinese, but actually it's not very, I think it's not very good because there are, for example, no troubleshooting things in there. So I'd rather have the FAQs in there too, so that I would know what to do to get this thing to switch my camera on. But let's have a look. So if you use it with if you want to use it together, first thing you have to do, you have to connect your camera via Wi-Fi with your Insta app. Then you open up the settings in the app, you go to Bluetooth remote, and then you just follow the steps. Works very easy, works great. It goes very fast that these two devices are connected. You only have to do it once, and then you don't have to do it again. Another thing which I think is pretty important is everything you can do in the camera. So all the settings you can do in the camera, you can do with a smart remote. You cannot do the in-depth settings, like if you would like to take pictures in manual mode, you still have to do the settings in the app, send them to the camera, and then you can start and stop recording or taking pictures with the remote. So basically, all you can do with the two buttons on the Insta360 One X is what you can do also with the remote. One thing I've recognized is usually you have to hold the on-off button on the Insta for 1.5 seconds or so, but now you just push it once real short and you see it fires up. Usually, if it would work perfectly, the camera would switch on the remote, or either way, whatever you start first would start the other device, but it doesn't work for me. So I have still to switch on the remote, which I think is really annoying because I'd rather have these things working together. As you can see now, no, you cannot see it. I have to make it a little darker here so that you could see it. Well, and that's, how can I make it work that you can see the screen now? That is strange. I have to put it real down there. Okay, go it this way. So you see, it has now the same written on both devices. you can see both battery levels. You can see the battery level from the camera and from the remote here on both devices. And as you can see, the LED signals are the same. If I start recording now, it will start flashing. Well, I have to go to the recording mode, of course. If I start recording now, the lights will flash, so everything is kind of mirrored to the remote, so that you also have the flashing lights, and you see that it's all the same on here and there. So you can do all these things. You can start and stop. Bluetooth is working for outside for around, I'd say, 10 to 15 meters. Depends a little bit where you are. Sometimes it works a little, you have a little wider range, and sometimes it's a little less, but it's still great. If it loses connection, it tells you in the screen, and you just go towards your camera and it will catch up again. So that's very easy too. And you can see if I hold this button, it will power it off, but it should also power it on, and that does not work for me, and that's very annoying. But nevertheless, it's a great little helper. GPS works fine, but please do me a favor. If you want to use GPS, make sure that you wait till it has a great GPS fix, because if you switch it on and you start walking around, it has a hard time finding the GPS. So you just stay there for a while till the 3 little GPS indicators are in full range, and then you start recording, and then the GPS is also recorded to your files, which works pretty great. Another thing is the Bluetooth antenna is on top. The GPS antenna is on top and the Bluetooth is at the bottom, so you should not cover this. So if you hold it in your hands like that and start recording or whatever, it's fine. But if you I think nobody would hold it like that. The signals are not that great. I bought several of these cheap little remotes which were supposed to work, but none of them worked. So this is really working like a charm, and I can highly recommend it. And I hope I can still figure out how to power it on. I'm already wrote to Insta, but I haven't found a solution for it yet, because they told me to unpair it, which I did. It didn't work. So, well, I have to narrow it down and find it out. So, once you've charged it, charging takes around 2 hours to charge it completely, and then it should work for 90 hours. I haven't tried that, of course, yet, because I haven't recorded that much, but it's a pretty good time for recording, I think. So, yeah, just have a look at it. I can recommend this GPS remote, and I hope I get my problem solved with the remote. Otherwise, I hope you liked the video. Hope I could give you some information you hadn't have before. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, and otherwise, I see you next time. Thanks for watching.